Here we go. Record. So, all right, we should be recording now. I can go ahead and adjust my screen. My little girl's getting put to bed and doing all that stuff. So, welcome, man. I'm really excited that you guys are here for Coach Basics. This is going to be our weekly Zoom chat, and we're going to go through all of that. Want to give you a little tour around the screen, though, as we're here live. So we're going to do two things. You know, we'll do the live call every week, and every week we're going to cover different things that I think are very important for you guys to learn along the way. And it's best if you can be on it live. I understand that some people, you know, you might have something come up and you can't make the live call. So for basics, we do record it, and then we'll post it in the page. That way you can always go back and re-listen if you'd like to. I've had a lot of coaches do that where they re-listen and take notes because I could tend to talk a little bit fast. But we should have, you know, a relatively smaller group, which I like on here. I mean, sometimes we've had as many as 40 or 50 coaches on these things, and so it's hard to get to know each other as well. But just a little bit of an introduction. We've got Danielle Barrera. If she could wave, this is Danielle. So Danielle has been a coach for a long time, and she's a Star Diamond coach of ours. She's actually in Japan. So her husband's stationed in the military over in Japan. So she's getting on at 10 a.m. in the morning on her Wednesday morning, I think it is. You know, so you don't just have me as far as this group goes. Jay is also here. Jay has, you know, he actually he was a coach before, but he just signed up about 8 months ago again. And he's really kind of finding his rhythm. But he jumps back on these because he likes to stay plugged in. And so, you know, I expect that he'll contribute as well in the group with ideas and things like that. Tammy Glenn is also part of this group. Now, Tammy has been a top producer in the network consistently for the last 4 or 5 years. And she's somebody that opens up my mind as to how we can help more people with what we do. And so she's a great addition as well. So you guys aren't alone. Some of you might be like, who the hell is this guy talking? So I'm going to introduce myself, and I do want to share my story with you guys just so you know what you're getting into for the next 4 weeks. So my name is Tommy Migrant. My last name is Migrant. Everybody around the network just knows me as Tommy. I've been around for quite a while. This is my 7th year. We're just coming up on 7 years as a Beachbody coach. Like many of you, I was just a guy, you know, I was doing insurance for 10 years. I was an insurance agent and a high school football coach. And I was morbidly obese for the majority of my adult life. In fact, since age 12, I was always a big kid, you know, and I was big really as far as I could remember. And I would always try to lose weight and do that stuff. And it wasn't until it was September of 2007 that I picked up P90X. So before we had this huge network, before Insanity came out, before we had Shakeology, before we had any of that, I picked up P90X. And I was the guy that I just wanted to work out alone in my workout room. I was sick of being fat. I could barely make it through the warm-up. I didn't want to buy extra programs. I didn't want to buy extra products. I didn't want recovery drinks and protein bars. I just wanted to friggin' work out. And luckily for me, I studied that nutrition guide that came with it, and I really started learning about healthy eating. And I realized that my eating was anything but healthy. And so over the course of 4 months, I lost 47 pounds, and then I ended up going to the message boards. And I ended up being in the message boards, and when I went to teambeachbody.com, I got assigned to a coach. I was a free customer to a coach, and that's something you guys are going to learn about over Coach Basics is how you can qualify to get free customers. I didn't want to become a coach, though. The only reason I wanted to become a coach was because I knew the stuff had worked for me. And after being fat for so long, to finally find something that helped me lose, you know, over 50 pounds. I ended up losing 120 pounds and winning $50,000 in the Beachbody Challenge, which I don't know if you guys know that. We have this contest for people, and they can enter their before and afters and their story, and they can win money. I got second place in 2009, and I won 50 grand. But when I first signed up to be a coach, I was perfectly happy making what I was making doing insurance. I was probably making $60,000 a year or so. And in my little hometown of Bellevue, Ohio, that was plenty of money. I didn't need more money. At least I didn't think I did. I just figured, you know what, if I could help a few people and pay for my fitness habit, I wasn't even sure that the initial, you know, $100 for signing up was going to go through on my credit card. I was kind of nervous about the monthly fees and all of that stuff. And I was also nervous because I was busy. I was running an insurance agency. I was actually the vice president, but I was managing the entire agency. I was the president of the Rotary Club. I was coaching high school football. I had a very active social life with my buddies and all of that stuff around my town. And the last thing that I wanted was something else on my plate that was going to take up all of my life, right? Because I didn't have a lot of time. And I didn't have money. I didn't have time. But I figured I already had people asking me about the stuff, and if I could help them, even if it was to give them the program at a discounted price, at that point, I didn't care. I wasn't trying to really make money from people. And so I did the coaching, and it took me about 2 years. But like many of you, I'd never done network marketing. I didn't know anything about social media. I didn't know anything about enrolling people. All I knew was that I loved Beachbody stuff, and I wanted to continue helping people with that because, one, I was going to be more accountable if I started helping people. It's kind of, and you know what's crazy is the 12th step of Alcoholics Anonymous, their 12-step program. The 12th step is to begin helping other alcoholics overcoming, right? And I think it's so incredible because that's exactly what we do when it comes to health, fitness, weight loss, food addiction, any of that stuff. We create a community of people called coaches, and we bind together, and it's a powerful, powerful thing that most people are missing. Most people are missing the social accountability community aspect. That's why when they try to get fit on their own, when they try to get healthy on their own, and that's not in place, they tend to fall back, right? Or they tend to fall off track. At least, the one thing I can tell you after 7 years of coaching is this, that we're always going to be here, right? And we've had people come in and go out and leave, but our door is always going to be open to them. They always know there's a community to come home to that is going to be helping them. And you guys, the new coaches that are on this call, have made a conscious choice to join in that community of support. Does that make sense? And so I think to me, it's such an incredible thing. I remember when I did insurance, there was no fulfillment in insurance for me. But, all I got were it was a life-sucking job, to be honest with you, because people bitched about the price of their premium, then they bitched about the claims not going well, and I was the middleman, so I was always hearing it, right? I could tell you that, here I am 7 years later. After 2 years, I decided to take it more seriously. I decided to really dig in and build a team. You guys are all part of that team, and we now have 4,000 coaches or so, like 3,800, I think, in Team Swarm. And, the incredible thing is it's led me to a lot other than just fitness. It's led me to making a lot of friends around the country. It's led me to an income that I'm almost embarrassed to share, with you guys, but I want you to know what's possible. Is, for the third year in a row, my wife and I have made, over $300,000 as Beachbody coaches in a year. And here I was 6 years ago, thinking that $60,000 was a lot. And so I can't think of anything better, to be honest with you, than going out and serving people and helping them with something that we truly believe in, and being partnered with a company that honestly believes in us enough that they're willing to pay us to do that, right? They're willing to pay us to go help their customers. And not only the customers that we bring in, but they're also willing to invest in us by giving us some free customers that we can qualify for. And over the course of this month, we're going to show you how you can qualify for those customers as well. And so, that's my story. So here I am. I met my wife through Beachbody. We have a little girl. Some of you met her before the call. She's 21 months old now, and it's been incredible. I've met some of my best friends. So here's the thing. I don't know why you guys decided to enroll as a coach. From reading your comments in that day one assignment, it seems like the majority of people, in fact, everybody that commented, is kind of coming from the same place I did, right? Like you started with the products, you started with the programs, you believe in them, that you feel better, and you thought, what a great thing. If I can become an advocate for healthy living, I want to do that. And if I could partner with a company that puts real stuff out there that really works for people, that's really good for people, not just junk and crack, that, not just pills and potions, but that's the thing that works about Beachbody is there's work required. There's effort required, right? It's not just some gimmick, and we believe in that stuff. And so it seemed to me like everybody that is going to be in this basics group really comes from that similar place, that either they started with the Beachbody program and they fell in love with it, or they've already been living a healthy, fulfilling life, and they've been looking for a way to become an advocate in that arena, and they've chosen now to partner with Beachbody and do it that way. So, our job throughout this next 30 days is just to kind of get you guys up to speed with what we do as coaches. How many of you whatever you do in life, you weren't great at it from the first day that you did it, right? Like you've gotten better over time. How many of you had to go study for 4 years to eventually do what you're doing, right? Like I went to college for 4 years and got an economics degree, right? You know, so it really is, you know, the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that there's going to be a learning curve for you guys. It's very rare that somebody comes in with enough experience, right? Usually when they come in, they're really just excited about the health and fitness side, and there's some business kind of stuff that they got to learn. We're going to teach you some of that business stuff in the first 30 days. But just like your regular job, you weren't perfect on day one. I want to take the pressure off of you. You don't have to be perfect at this at day one. In fact, my first month as a coach, I made $50, and it was from me signing up my then wife, right? I signed up my spouse to get me halfway to this emerald rank, and I got $50 back for her sign up, right? In my first 6 months, I made $500 total in 6 months. So that's less than $100 a month. I was making like $80 a month, right? That first 6 months, okay? My first full year, I ended up making around $5,000 because I started figuring some things out, right? After 6 months, I started figuring some things out, and then I started making a little bit more money. The first year I made $5,000. The second year I made $15,000. The third year I made $53,000. The fourth year I made over $200,000. And then the fifth, sixth, and seventh year have all been $300,000 or more. And so that's what's possible. But it doesn't happen overnight. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight. So what we want to do is just share with you some of our thinking and some of our best tips and pointers. This is your business, though. Does that make sense? Like, we can't build it for you. We can't help the people for you. We can't find the people for you. We're busy finding our own people, helping our own people. We're actually here tonight. There's a lot of people that sign up to be a coach. They get absolutely no training. So I take an hour a week, every week, to do these calls with you guys. To get you moving in the right direction, all right? And so do our leaders. And so for right now, you're gonna be in that page, the Rock the Basics page, and that's where all the learning is gonna take place. So the first thing I would write down is this. Hopefully you have a notepad out because we're gonna be covering some stuff. But the first thing I would write down is the mission of the company, right? That our mission is to help people achieve their goals and live a healthy, fulfilling life, okay? And it really, every time I read one of your answers, I was like, okay, these are the kind of people that we're looking for. We're looking for people that really believe in what we do and could go out there and help other people with it. Whether it's a few people or a lot of people is up to you, however many you want to help, all right? But I firmly believe in that mission, and anytime that I feel I'm getting off track, I come back to that mission and say, you know, as long as I focus on helping people, everything else will work itself out, right? As long as you sincerely just want to help those people, and you know, it'll work out. So, you know, I don't want you to feel the pressure like you got to be perfect at this. As long as you're willing to go out there and focus on helping people, I think you're going to be okay. As long as you do that, and as long as you stick around. Okay, I coach high school football. In fact, I coach at the top high school in the entire country that has produced more NFL football players than any high school in the whole country, right? We've got 15 kids tomorrow signing Division I scholarships from one high school. It's incredible, right? But here's what I know. That a kid that comes in when he's a freshman oftentimes is underweight, oftentimes he's not mentally mature enough or physically mature enough. And some kids after their freshman year give up, right? Because they feel like they're never going to be good enough to make the cut. But the truth is, the ones that stick around and learn and invest their time and keep learning and keep working and keep growing over time eventually become the kids that are starting, eventually become the kids that are getting scholarships, eventually go on to become the kids that do well in life because they chose to stay course. This is the first step of your course. Okay, so as long as you're focusing on people and you continue to stay connected to the team and to what Beachbody is doing, I think you're gonna be more than okay. So I got to get my other notes. That was from my other group. So just understand that's our mission. Here's what you can expect from this group. So tonight's going to be sort of an introductory to what the group is. This is sort of your initiation for the next 30 days. This is a 1 month group. So we have the month of February. So as you know, February is 28 days. So it cuts it short a little bit, right? Today's the 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th. I believe are going to be the calls for this group, right? 3rd is tonight. Then you're going to have 3 more meetings, right? And by the end of the month, you're done with the daily assignments, okay? We understand that you guys also have other areas of your life, that your whole life is not just Beachbody, right? And so that's why we break it down into 30 days so that you get every day in that group page, you're going to have a little assignment. Typically, they're going to be 5 minutes or less for you guys to do, okay? But I want to encourage you that every day that you go in there and just keep contact and learn a little bit every day. I want, first of all, encourage you to go in there and openly share your stories, openly share on those assignments. That's the first thing I want to encourage you to do. The second thing is I want you to ask questions. You have access to all these people that have been doing this for quite a long time. I mean, I've been doing it 7 years. We got other coaches in here that have been doing 3, 4, 5 years that are in there to help you. And we all want to see you succeed. You know, nobody's in this to help you fail. That, you know, it's we all want to see you succeed. So you can openly, you know, I try to check that page once a day. I don't like camp out on that page. I try to check it once a day and contribute. And so do our leaders. You know, we try to check that as well. So, but for right now, for this month, that's where you want to go with your questions. Okay, that's your home. That's where you want to hang out. There's going to be a daily assignment every day. Part of your job is to complete the daily assignments. The other part then is these weekly meetings that we do. There's a lot of learning that goes on during these 45-minute calls that we do called these basics meetings, all right? They're every Tuesday night, same time, same place. You've got 4 of them. Tonight's number 1, all right? We will record those. We understand that a lot of you might have different schedules and maybe your schedules don't match up. It's not that you don't want to do the learning. It's that you just can't make the live call. I believe it's always best to be there live, like what you guys are right now. Regardless of the call. Here's why. 1, I think that you tend to pay a little bit more attention. You're less distracted. You don't have your texting going on. You don't have, well, maybe some of you do, but you don't have, you know, the kids running around like it's a focused time and it's like going to work. I'm going to go to work for 45 minutes. I'm going to focus. I'm going to, you know, I'm not going to be undistracted. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we can't always guarantee a recording. Sometimes the system will glitch, and we've had that happen. And if we don't capture the recording, guess what? You missed out. But this is all free information to you guys, you know? And so you definitely want to be here live if you can. If not, we will do our best to provide a recording each and every week that you're part of this group. We're also going to introduce you to personal development. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. But there's a book that I want you guys to get called First Steps to Wealth. It's written by my personal life and business coach, Danny Johnson, okay? It's a free book that you just pay, I think it's like $5.95 for shipping. We'll post a link to that book or to her website so you guys can go get that. But that woman has changed my life dramatically. A lot of what we talk about, the techniques and the skills that we talk about, I got directly from her. And so I would love for you to pick up her book and start with that book, okay? And at the end of this, I'll recommend a second book that you guys can get after that, all right? So that's it. Daily assignments, the weekly meetings, you know, openly asking questions. You're not going to be perfect at this at first. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started on the training part, because that's the breakdown of what we're going to do. So if I were you, I'd be taking notes. I'm never going to tell you something that I don't believe is truly important. I'm not going to give you what I call wasted information. I want to give you the basics and the nuggets. So, because here's the thing, you're never going to learn everything in one call. So what I want to do is sort of highlight to you right now that if I were you, these are the areas that I would focus my attention on over the course of the next 28 days, right? Or 25 days, where this is where I would put my focus. If you go through this 1 month, and these are the concepts that you come to understand, then you're going to be okay. Okay. So, and the first concept is this: challenge group system. Challenge group system. Okay. And it is a system that everybody can do if they choose to, right? So I just want to outline to you the basic of what we do with people. Okay, and this is sort of the best way that I think that you should go about this. The first thing we do is we build a challenge group, and we look for customers and people to get started on a program. Just like many of you, 80% of you that are in this group started with a program first and eventually decided to become a coach, right? That is the first step of the challenge group system, is go out there, spread the word about health and fitness and Beachbody, invite people to join your group, Just like if you were going to throw a party, you're going to, throw a challenge group. That's all. So if you were going to throw a poker party, I'm a guy, so I use poker parties, right? If I was going to have poker night with the dudes, the first thing I would do is start texting my buddies. Hey, man, can you play poker Wednesday night, 7:30, my house? And if they say yes, I say, cool. Can you get anybody else that might want to do it too, right? We're looking to get at least 10 guys. I'd say, hey, we got room for 8 guys. Who do you think could make it, right? Okay, so I don't know why we tend to overcomplicate things when it comes to Beachbody. So it's no different than that. We are going to throw a challenge group, and we are going to invite people to that challenge group. Can you make it or not? Would you like to do this or not? That's it. If I invited, 10 guys to my poker party and 4 or 5 of them actually could make it because it worked out, that'd be cool, right? So it's the same with challenge groups. So we start people out with the programs first, and then we help them get started in that journey, right? And we're just their buddy along the way. That's what I call it. I just want to be their buddy along the way. Many of us will have like a Facebook page where we put our customers in that we can have our own little focus group of talking about Beachbody, right? That's called a challenge page, or your fitness page or whatever that is. And then I'm always looking to then the second step of the system is to upgrade your best challengers to coaches, right? Upgrade your best challengers to coaches. So as they're getting results and they seem to be excited about it, then the second step is for you to start building your team of coaches. Okay. So that is the challenge group system. So if you just learn challenge groups and challenge packs, okay, 80% of the people we enroll either enroll on a pack or a program only, right? Like that. I mean, that's what they're getting. Our recommendation always begins with a challenge pack. Here's why. The challenge pack is a full solution. I want you to write down this equation: fitness plus nutrition plus support and accountability plus accountability equals success, right? Fitness plus nutrition. It's a simple equation. People typically fail because they go out there and they try to just work out on their own, but they're eating like crap and they're not surrounded by other people that are supporting them in that new healthy lifestyle, right? And so working out alone just isn't enough, because we also know that they need to focus on solid nutrition. So when they get a pack, they get the nutritional guide, and then they also get their first month supply of Shakeology. And I want you to write this down. Shakeology, as far as the coaching side goes, is a huge part of what pays us long term. It creates residual income. When people just get a program, they get the DVDs, they only get it one time. You get paid your $30 one time, but when they get Shakeology, every month when that ships out, you're gonna get your cut. Okay, so if you're not completely on board with Shakeology, first of all, as coaches, we need to lead by example. Okay, so as coaches, we need to lead by example by pushing play every day, drinking our shake every day, communicating with the team every day, right? Our own accountability. So we need to be living that equation ourselves, and then we need to help other people begin to live that equation. Don't overcomplicate it. To me, that's really all you got to do. Live that equation yourself to the best of your ability. If you slip a little bit, no big deal. Get your ass back on track. It's okay. That's why we're here, right? And then begin helping other people live that equation. Okay? And help them, start finding success. But challenge packs, you want to get really familiar. So I always recommend people enroll with the challenge pack. They get it at a discounted price. Okay. A lot of times, like if they were to buy the program and Shakeology individually, typically they're going to save around 30% off the total price if they just get it as a pack, get it as one pack, a one-time thing, right? The other thing is now, when starting in March next month, anyone who's on the club membership is also going to get Beachbody on Demand, where they get unlocked like 6 or 7 different workout programs. So as long as they buy a challenge pack and they get in that club membership that comes with the pack, they're just going to pay their quarterly fee, and they're going to have 7 different programs to choose from at that point. Okay, you guys are coming in at a really good time now that we're coming out with that, by the way. because it's going to help a lot of our customers because they're going to have multiple choices. They're not going to get bored, right? All of that stuff. So challenge groups and challenge packs, you need to understand that. And that your primary job right now is going to be to go out there and go find your first 3 to 5 people this month. Okay. My suggestion to you is this. You need to pick a date to start your first group. Okay. That's the first thing. Have a start date for your group, a deadline, right? So let's just say that your group is going to start, March 2nd, the first Monday of March. That gives you this month to go out there and find the people to get them in line, to get them ordered, to get them enrolled in time for them to get their stuff. Does that make sense? So you need a start date for your group. That's the first thing. The second thing that you're going to need is a way to approach people. And we're gonna start showing you some of that stuff. So challenge groups and challenge pack, a way to promote it and a way to approach people with, the invite that you're gonna send them, right? Which brings me to the second area that I think is huge, which is the 3 vital behaviors. Okay, the first one is so let me just break this down. We know this. Coaches who have success typically do these 3 things on a daily basis, right? These 3 things. There's 3 simple things. The first thing is they're a product of the product, which means they're push and play, they're drinking their shake, they're living a healthy, active lifestyle, and using Beachbody as a vehicle to do that, right? So they're driving a Beachbody car, right? It's kind of hard to go out there, like my dad works at a GM plant, and he has a Ford truck, and I'm on his ass all the time. I'm like, you're such a hypocrite, man. Like, is Ford paying your bills? I don't get it, but being a product of the product is the first vital behavior, right? Getting results with the product yourself. The second vital behavior is inviting. Invite. Okay? We invite people to be we invite to 2 basic things. We invite people to start living a healthier lifestyle using Beachbody. Those are what we call our challengers, our customers. And then we also invite people to become advocates with us and join us as a coach. Those are the 2 things that we invite to do, right? So keep it simple. So every day I'm just thinking when I talk to people, well, I'm going to invite them, if there's someone that needs to get healthier, I'm going to invite them to join as a challenger. If there's someone who's already excited about health and fitness, I'm going to invite them to join as an advocate and become a coach, right? It's pretty simple. Don't overcomplicate it. That's the second vital behavior, inviting. The third vital behavior is personal development. It's learning. Personal development is learning. That's all it is. You guys are here as part of this group. This is your first step in personal development. You're learning more about becoming a professional Beachbody coach, not just an amateur, not just a coach by name, but to learn how to do the things that we do in a professional way. All right. And that's personal development. When it comes to inviting, and this would be the third area, so we're gonna teach you throughout this 30 days something called FORM, FORM, and the 5-step invitation process. Okay. You're going to have assignments on it. We're going to role play that stuff next week on the call. We're actually going to role play FORM in the 5 steps. We're going to practice it so you guys can hear it. Okay. There's videos in the Coach Training Academy where and it's actually me doing it. I went out there, I flew out to Santa Monica. I did training videos with the company. We created 5-step training videos for people. So you can get a jump start on that. I would advise you to do that. Go in there and get a jump start. Those videos are like, maybe a total of 20 minutes. I'd go watch them a couple times this week before you come to next week's class, because next week we're going to practice it, and you want to make sure you're prepared for that, okay? But the 5-step invitation process, I would really focus on step 1, which is your initial approach. Right now, that's what you need to get good at, is how do I approach people with Beachbody, okay? I'm going to write out tomorrow, I'm going to write out and put up a couple of approaches that I would use if I were you guys starting out. Okay. If you guys are having problems coming up with an approach, your approach is just, what do I say to these people to get started? Right? Like, what do I even say? How do I even approach them? Because we all have the right intentions. I want you to write this down. It's not only important to have the right intentions, it's also important to have the right methods. Okay? That there's a lot of people with the right intentions, but they go about it the wrong way. And because of that, they get frustrated because nobody says yes. And we don't want you to run into that frustration. So we want to take the time to share with you what we believe are the right methods so that you can match your good intentions with good methods, and now you've got an explosive situation that's going to turn out well, okay? But your approach. Typically, and I'll just tell you, when I am out there talking about my upcoming groups or whatever, I'm going to openly promote it on my Facebook. And I'm also going to start texting people, inviting people, just like I would anything else, right? But you guys need to make an announcement to people. Hey, here's what I would do in your approach. Here's the basic formula. Are you ready? The basic formula would be this. Share with them why you decide, hey, as you know, I recently lost X amount of pounds. Share your Beachbody story quickly with Beachbody or with this program, right? I recently did 21-day fix. And I was so excited with how I felt when it was done. I decided to step up and join as a coach and start helping other people through that same program. Okay? That's what I would say. This is what I did with it. I'm excited, so I joined as a coach. My first assignment is to find 3 to 5 people to get started on this program and lose up to 20 pounds, whatever that is, right? But my first assignment is to find at least 3 to 5 people. I thought it might be something you or someone you know would be interested in. Is that something you'd like to discuss? The group is starting March 2nd, whatever the date is. So that's called a call to action. At the end, you need to give them a call to action with limited specific details. Okay? I just gave you a formula. Every time you go to build a group, you could use that formula. Right? Call to action is this something you want to talk about? The group, and then specific limited detail. The group starts March 2nd. When would be a good time for us to talk? Period. Right? End of story. Okay? You guys got that? So you can send that privately. You can call people on the phone. Okay? I would also come up with a way to say it openly on your Facebook. Next week, what we're going to do is show you what to do with those people with the 5 steps, right? That's why you want to go watch those 5-step videos, because what if you put that out there this week and then you want to at least have a little bit of knowledge, because next week what we're going to do is show you how to take their response and then walk them through a process that's going to help them better and help them, make a better decision for themselves so that you can actually help more people. But I just gave you the step 1 approach. I wouldn't overthink it. I would use it. I don't know, other leaders that are on here that have been around a while, would you just shut up and use what I just said? Probably. They're all thumbs up. Yeah, they're like, I've been around a while. Yeah, you need to listen. Okay. So that's the third thing. Now, the last thing is this. And these are sort of the technical things that we're going to talk about as far as the comp plan. You need to learn how we get paid. How many of you signed up and would like to actually get paid something so it's not costing you money, right, to be a coach? How many of you don't want it to cost you money to be a coach? Like, you at least want to break even with this deal, right? Okay? All right. So in order to do that, we have to understand. So I want to break this down for you. We get paid in 2 basic ways. The first way is retailing. And so let's say that you go out there, you're building your group. Every time you enroll somebody in a pack, you're going to get paid. Every time you enroll somebody in a program, you're going to get paid. You're going to earn retail commissions or bonuses for those things, right? So this is why I focus on packs. One, they just get it at a discounted price. Two, you make more money. It's everybody wins. Win, win, win. The company gives up a little bit more. We get more. The customers get more. Okay. So with, every time, like, let's say that, what's the 21 day, the max 30 pack? Is that a 180 pack? I think it's a 180 pack. So let's say max 30, right? You're doing Insanity Max 30 and you enroll somebody in Insanity Max 30. They pay 180. You make $60. If you enroll them in the 21 day Fix Extreme, which is 160, it's a 160 pack. You're going to make $50. So the different packs, some of them are 140, 160, 180, 205. You're going to make 40, 50, 60, or $70 depending on the level of pack that they buy, right? But if you go enroll 5 people, let's say you go start an Insanity Max 30, I'll just use that group, and you get 5 people to start crushing Insanity Max 30 with you, and they all get a pack, you're going to make $250 this week for doing that, for promoting it, inviting people, working with them, getting them enrolled. Because you're going to make $50 per person. That's a quick way to make $250. Bam, right? I had a kid who was 22 years old, and in his first month made $1,200 all on packs. He enrolled like 23 people on packs in that month. And he made $1,200. And he was a 22-year-old kid making like $750 an hour at his job, right? And he's like, this is stupid. I made $1,200, and all I did was go out there and get all my buddies and all my high school friends to do Insanity. He was doing Insanity at the time. This was a couple of years ago. So you can determine how many people. You don't have to stop at 3 to 5. I would just set an initial goal for whatever it is. So I've had some new coaches say, no, I can get at least 10. So my question to you would be this: how many people do you believe you could get started this month? I would be thinking about people you've already talked to, people who've already asked you questions, right? I'd be circling back around to them, people who have already commented to you. People who have maybe they've done Beachbody stuff before, or maybe they're into running, but it's snowy out, and so you're gonna offer them a chance to work out at home so they can at least get their exercise in. Does that make sense? All right. And those are the kind of people I would be thinking about. And I would start with that list of people. So. But we have to understand, so we get paid for retail. The second thing we get paid for is team building a team of coaches. Now, during basics, it's only 30 days. We don't have time to teach you the full team building side. There's a second group that you can graduate into called RAMP, where we focus all on team building. In fact, I'm doing that call here in 20 minutes with them. We're almost done here. But your first step to team building, the first promotion that you can earn. See, unlike every other business where you got to wait for your boss to promote you, you can promote yourself. And that's a fantastic concept, right? That how many of you would love at work, you're a good worker at work, and you would love to get promoted just based on what you do, not what that person thinks of you, but what you actually do. Well, in Beachbody, that's the really cool thing about this, is you determine how high you go. Sky's the limit. And you can promote yourself as high and as fast as you want to. The first step of promotion is what we call Emerald Coach, which means you have your first 2 coaches. Okay? So you've personally enrolled 2 coaches. They've enrolled on their challenge packs. You would rank advanced to Emerald. That's the first way for you to earn free customers next month. That's the first customer lead program where you can get free customers. Now, I was a customer lead through that program. I want you to understand this concept. I don't want you to, it's not like a lottery thing, but the truth is my team generates enough volume for my coach to make $12,000 a week. And I was free for her. I was given to her. And when they gave me to her, she did a really good job of loving me through my weight loss journey and encouraging me to keep going. And then she followed the challenge group system. She was like, let's help you get results. I started getting results. She's like, you should be a coach. I became a coach, right? And here we are 7 years later. Like literally every time I see the girl, she takes me out to a 5-star dinner because she feels, like she owes me because we got this huge team. But I mean, right now we get, 2 or 3 customers a week. It's not like you're going to get a flood of customers, but 2 or 3 a week over time adds up. As long as you consistently qualify for them, they add up, right? I honestly, I've been collecting them for 6 years, 7 years, right? I've been getting free customers, and I probably make $500 a week off my free customers, at least, that they've given me, not to mention all the ones that I've turned into coaches or become friends with or whatever, okay? But that's the first way. The second way is to earn what we call Success Club. So write this down, Emerald and Success Club. Those need to be sort of your mental goals for the month. That if I could come in, if I could make Emerald and Success Club, I'll be good. Success Club is something that every long-term coach strives to hit each and every month. I just finished 59 months, so I have a huge goal right now to make Success Club in February, because that would mean I've made it for 5 straight years without missing, okay? Which I, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to say I'm not just telling you to make it. My ass is out there making it. Like, that's what I do, right? So let me just break down Success Club real quick, and this is like the last thing that we're going to cover. And then you guys will be free. But you need to know this. So Success Club is that's sort of our monthly marker for how many people we've helped. You get 2 points for anybody that you've enrolled in a pack. And as long as you score 5 points in a month, then you make Success Club, okay? Our best coaches do 20 to 40 points a month, okay? The best coaches in the network are doing 30 to 60 points a month, right? Okay. I've made a living just hitting 10 or plus points a month every month, and some months I'm at 20 and some months I'm at 6, but I just want to keep getting there. That's what I do, right? And I've done that. So every person you help enroll, as long as you're an Emerald coach, so you got to be an Emerald coach and have at least 5 points. If so, you get second list of customers. This is how we win free trips. This is how we get recognized. But you get free Shakeology customers from the company. So just like Emeralds get free video customers, Success Club members get free Shakeology customers, which you're guaranteed to make money on. As soon as that person gets given to you, you're guaranteed to make some money off of them, right? And right now, I would say we probably get 2 to 3 a month, right? 1 a week, 2 to 3 a month. We're getting free Shakeology customers. I've got a customer that was given to me that buys 3 bags of Shakeology a month. He's done it every month for a year and a half. So I've made $100 a month every month for a year. I've made $1,800 off of this customer. He doesn't want to be a coach. He doesn't want to distribute it. He just wants to buy his bags. He's good with it, right? The company gave them to me for making Success Club, for doing what I was going to do anyway, right? That's $1,800 that, went to my little girl's college fund. You know what I'm saying? So I would just make sure that you qualify for those customers. I want you to know that they're available, and I want you to use those as goals if you choose to set those as goals. There's not a coach on our team that is consistently part of this that doesn't shoot to make Success Club every month. It's a common language in the network, okay? My deal is this: if you go out and focus on helping people, you believe in what we do, you constantly share it with people, and you learn how to get better at it, then you're going to be fine, okay? But have those goals in mind. So with that said, challenge groups and challenge packs, the 3 vital behaviors, forming in the 5 steps, Emerald, Success Club, learning the customer leads. You're not going to learn all that tonight. That was the introduction. But those are the areas that I would focus on to study for the next 28 days during the month of February. Does that make sense? Okay? You got a whole month to really grasp those things. And there's no doubt in my mind you can do it. They're very basic, right? I mean, here's the thing. The key to success is mastering the basic things and doing them consistently over time, right? So that's what we're here to show you. One of those things that we're going to show you that's going to be introduced to you this first week is called the Power of 3. Okay, the Power of 3. And it's going to show you how to do those basic things. Invite 3 people a day, follow up with 3 people a day. That's it, right? And just do that consistently. Do that, post 3 times a day. And we're going to talk about that along the way as well. All right, we're going to introduce you to that. So you're going to need that. There's a file. You're going to need here's what you're going to need: the Power of 3 document. That's sort of like our guideline of, okay, how many times a day should I be doing this? Like how many people a day do I need to talk to? Like talk to 3 people a day. I will tell you this: 1 good conversation a day is a lot better than doing, 10 one day and then nothing for 6 months. Right? Jay's laughing at me, right? One good conversation a day, okay? 3 is the goal, but if you can do one good conversation with people a day, and you can fit that into your day, and you do that every day of the month, you're going to be solid. I promise you. It's the people that don't go talk to people that aren't solid, right? So you're going to need the Power of 3 document. You're going to need the Danny Johnson First Steps to Wealth book. That's going to cost you $6 to order online. I'll give you the link to that. You're going to need your start date for the challenge group plus your approach. Okay, that's what you're going to need. You're also going to need to homework assignment. Go watch the 5-step invite videos in the Coach Training Academy, because that's what we're going to do on next week's call. And I don't want you to come in blind to that. I want you to actually have some background in it so that it's not completely new information next week when we meet. So look at that, 8:48. I told you 45 minutes. We went 48 minutes. And next week will be a little bit more fun. Tonight was just kind of an intro. So anyway, man, I'm excited to work with you guys. Clap, clap, clap. Love you all. And that's it. You're free to go. We'll be in that page from now till next Tuesday. See you later.